Dear friends, if you must eat rice every day, is there a way to reduce the arsenic hidden inside those grains? And what if I told you that a humble vegetable could hold the key to protecting your brain, even if you carry a gene that increases your risk of dementia? Would you choose to eat it every day? This question has become even more urgent after actor Chris Hemsworth discovered that he carries 2 copies of the APOE4 gene, a gene that raises the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The APOE4 gene, understanding it clearly. The APOE gene, short for apolipoprotein E, is one of the most important genetic factors studied in relation to Alzheimer's disease. There are 3 common variants: APOE2, APOE3, and APOE4. Among them, APOE4 is considered the strongest genetic risk factor for late-onset Alzheimer's. Research shows that approximately 1 in 4 people worldwide, or about 25% of the population, carry at least 1 copy of APOE4. A much smaller group, fewer than 3%, inherit 2 copies. But here is the crucial point. Carrying APOE4 does not guarantee that you will develop dementia. In fact, large studies, including those from the National Institute on Aging, confirm that up to 40% of individuals diagnosed with Alzheimer's do not carry the APOE4 AT4 variant at all. This means that while the gene raises susceptibility, it is not destiny. Genetics load the gun, but environment and lifestyle often pull the trigger. Scientists have discovered that the APOE4 gene alters the way the brain processes lipids, particularly triglycerides and cholesterol, which are essential for energy and cell repair. APOE4 carriers may experience increased accumulation of amyloid beta plaques, sticky protein fragments associated with Alzheimer's pathology. Yet, many people with APOE4 live long lives without dementia, proving that additional factors must influence whether the disease manifests. So, what are those factors? Evidence points strongly toward diet, exercise, sleep, and cardiovascular health. For example, studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association and the Lancet Neurology emphasize that managing blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol significantly reduces dementia risk, even in people with APOE4. Regular physical activity has been shown to improve blood flow to the brain, enhance neuroplasticity, and offset some of the negative effects of APOE4. Likewise, diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and plant-based foods provide the brain with protection against inflammation and oxidative stress. This is empowering news. While we cannot change the genes we inherit, we can absolutely modify the environment in which those genes operate. Think of APOE4 as a dimmer switch rather than an on-off button. Lifestyle choices, such as eating more cruciferous vegetables, drinking green tea, sleeping well, and exercising regularly, can keep that switch turned down, lowering the risk of cognitive decline. In short, the APOE4 gene is a risk factor, not a life sentence. By understanding its role and taking action through daily habits, we can shift the balance in favor of long-term brain health and sharp memory well into later years. Cruciferous vegetables. Strengthening antioxidant defenses. When we talk about protecting the brain from toxins and slowing down the aging process, few food groups are as powerful as cruciferous vegetables. This family includes familiar favorites, such as kale, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and bok choy. What makes them unique is their rich content of a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is not just another nutrient. It is a natural chemical that switches on one of the body's most important defense systems, the glutathione redox system. Glutathione is often called the master antioxidant Because it regulates how well our cells manage oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when harmful molecules, known as free radicals, overwhelm our body's defenses, leading to cell damage, inflammation, and accelerated aging. The brain, being one of the most energy-demanding organs, is especially vulnerable to this process. Scientific studies, including research from Johns Hopkins University, have shown that sulforaphane can activate a pathway called NRF2, which stimulates the production of glutathione and other protective enzymes. In animal models, this activation has been linked to improved memory, reduced inflammation, and even protection against neurodegenerative diseases. For humans, regular consumption of cruciferous vegetables has been associated with lower risks of cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and certain cancers. Another fascinating property of sulforaphane is its role in detoxification. Our modern environment exposes us to heavy metals like lead and arsenic, as well as pesticides and air pollution. These toxins accumulate over time and can impair brain function. Sulforaphane enhances the liver's ability to process and eliminate these substances, reducing their long-term damage. This is why many experts recommend cruciferous vegetables as part of any brain protective diet. What is practical about this advice is that cruciferous vegetables are easy to find and prepare. A simple bowl of steamed broccoli, a kale salad, or stir-fried bok choy can deliver a meaningful dose of sulforaphane. To maximize benefits, it is best to eat them lightly cooked or even raw, since high heat can reduce sulforaphane levels. Pairing them with a small amount of healthy fat, such as olive oil, can also improve absorption. In short, cruciferous vegetables act as nature's built-in defense system. By adding them to your daily meals, you are not only fueling your body with fiber, vitamins, and minerals, but also giving your brain a molecular shield against oxidative stress and toxic overload. Over time, these small, consistent choices build up into powerful protection for memory, focus, and overall vitality. Garlic, immune support, and detoxification. For thousands of years, garlic has been celebrated as one of nature's most powerful healing foods. Ancient civilizations from Egypt to China used garlic to treat infections, improve strength, and even protect soldiers before battle. Today, modern science confirms much of what tradition already knew. Garlic is more than just a flavor enhancer. It is a natural medicine chest. At the heart of garlic's power lies allicin, a sulfur-containing compound that is formed when the cloves are crushed or chopped. Allicin is responsible for garlic's distinctive smell and many of its protective effects. Laboratory studies show that allicin has antimicrobial properties capable of inhibiting bacteria, viruses, and even fungi. Alongside allicin, garlic also contains selenium, a trace mineral that acts as a cofactor for the glutathione system, the body's master antioxidant defense. Together, these compounds strengthen the immune system and support detoxification, especially in the liver. Clinical research provides compelling evidence. In a well-known randomized controlled trial published in the journal Advances in Therapy, participants who took garlic supplements experienced about 60% fewer colds compared to those given a placebo, and when they did fall ill, their recovery time was shortened by over 70%. Other studies suggest that garlic intake may help lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol profiles, and reduce oxidative stress, all of which are linked to better cardiovascular and brain health. However, not all garlic is created equal. Cooking methods matter greatly. High heat, such as deep frying, quickly destroys allicin. To preserve its potency, experts recommend crushing or chopping garlic and allowing it to rest for 5 to 10 minutes before cooking. This resting period allows the enzymatic reaction that produces allicin to fully develop. Roasting garlic in its tortillas, peel, adding it near the end of cooking, or even consuming it raw with food are excellent ways to maximize its health benefits without overwhelming the stomach. Garlic's role in detoxification is equally important. By boosting glutathione activity, garlic helps the body neutralize free radicals and eliminate heavy metals such as lead and mercury. This is especially valuable in a world where environmental toxins are unavoidable. Regular consumption of garlic essentially equips the body with a stronger internal filter. In summary, garlic is more than a culinary staple. It is a powerful ally for the immune system and detoxification. By including garlic in daily meals, prepared in ways that preserve its active compounds, you give your body extra resilience against infections, oxidative stress, and toxic burdens, while nourishing long-term health for both the heart and the brain. Turmeric and curcumin, reducing arsenic's impact. Among all the spices studied in modern science, turmeric stands out as one of the most remarkable. Known for centuries in Ayurvedic and traditional Asian medicine, turmeric has been used to ease inflammation, improve digestion, and promote overall vitality. Today, research identifies curcumin, its golden yellow active compound, as the primary reason behind these benefits. Curcumin is not just a coloring agent, it is a potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant molecule. Studies published in journals, such as Molecules and Frontiers in Pharmacology, show that curcumin activates the NRF2 pathway, a cellular switch that turns on the body's own antioxidant and detoxifying enzymes, including glutathione. By doing so, curcumin strengthens our natural defense system against oxidative stress, the very process that accelerates aging and damages brain cells. One area where curcumin shows particular promise is in protecting the body against environmental toxins like arsenic. Preclinical studies in animals and cell cultures have demonstrated that curcumin can reduce DNA damage, lower inflammation in brain tissue, and support liver enzymes that help neutralize and eliminate arsenic. While turmeric cannot physically remove arsenic from food or water, it can reduce the biological harm arsenic inflicts once inside the body. This includes protecting neurons from oxidative stress and supporting long-term brain health. Turmeric also influences the gut microbiome, which plays an important role in brain function through the gut-brain axis. By promoting healthy bacteria and suppressing harmful microbes, curcumin contributes to better digestion, improved immunity, and reduced systemic inflammation, all factors that indirectly lower the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Absorption, however, is key. Curcumin is notoriously difficult for the body to absorb. Fortunately, traditional cooking methods already hold the answer. Combining turmeric with a small amount of oil, heating it gently, and pairing it with black pepper, rich in piperine, can dramatically improve absorption. This is why curry dishes, which blend turmeric with oil and spices, have long been considered both delicious and therapeutic. In summary, turmeric is not a cure, but it is a powerful protector. By reducing inflammation, boosting antioxidant defenses, supporting liver detoxification, and shielding the brain from toxic stress, turmeric earns its place as one of the most valuable spices for lifelong health. Making it a daily habit, whether in curries, golden milk, or supplements, can help your body stand stronger against the hidden dangers of toxins like arsenic. Green tea, polyphenols for brain protection. For centuries, green tea has been treasured in Asia, not only as a refreshing drink, but also as a healing tonic for the body and mind. Modern science now explains why this simple leaf carries such profound benefits. Green tea is rich in polyphenols, especially a compound called epigallocatechin galate, or EGCG. This molecule is one of the most powerful antioxidants known in the plant world. What makes EGCG so remarkable is its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, a protective filter that shields the brain from harmful substances. Once inside, EGCG helps neutralize free radicals, reducing oxidative stress, a key driver of cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Research published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry and Neurochemistry International has shown that EGCG can protect neurons, promote the growth of new brain cells, and enhance the connections between them, a process known as synaptic plasticity. Green tea also contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation without sedation. Studies from Japanese universities have demonstrated that L-theanine increases levels of calming neurotransmitters like GABA, while also boosting alpha brainwave activity, the state linked to focused yet peaceful alertness. This explains why monks traditionally consumed green tea during meditation. It sharpened the mind while maintaining inner calm. The synergy between EGCG and L-theanine is particularly powerful. While EGCG shields brain cells from damage, L-theanine balances mood, improves concentration, and reduces stress. Together, they create a gentle but lasting enhancement of memory, focus, and emotional stability. Moderate caffeine in green tea adds a further boost, increasing alertness and reaction time, but without the jitteriness often caused by coffee. Scientific evidence also points to green tea's role in long-term brain health. Large population. Studies in Japan and China found that older adults who drank green tea daily had significantly lower risks of cognitive decline compared to those who rarely consumed it. Researchers believe this is due not only to its antioxidant effects, but also to green tea's impact on blood flow, cholesterol, and blood sugar, all critical factors for brain function. In practical terms, just 2 to 3 cups of green tea per day can provide these benefits. To maximize its effects, steep the tea for at least 3 minutes, but avoid boiling water, which can reduce delicate compounds. Enjoy it in the morning or early afternoon for focus and clarity, while steering clear of late-night cups to protect your sleep. In summary, green tea is far more than a comforting beverage. It is a daily ally for brain health, combining ancient tradition with modern science and offering both immediate calm focus and long-term protection for memory and cognition. Berries. Anthocyanins for memory. When we think about foods that nourish both body and brain, berries deserve a place at the very top of the list. Blueberries, black currants, and elderberries may be small in size, but they are packed with a powerful class of antioxidants known as anthocyanins. These are the natural pigments that give berries their rich red, purple, and blue colors, and they are strongly linked to better memory and long-term cognitive protection. Scientific research supports this. A landmark study from Harvard University followed over 16,000 older women for more than 2 decades. The results, published in the Annals of Neurology, showed that those who consumed 2 or more servings of blueberries and strawberries each week delayed cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. Other studies in both humans and animals demonstrate that anthocyanins improve communication between brain cells, enhance blood flow to the brain, and protect against oxidative stress and inflammation. Beyond brain health, anthocyanins also have wide-ranging benefits for the body. They help lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol balance, regulate blood sugar, and reduce chronic inflammation, all factors that indirectly protect the brain as well. For people at risk of dementia, diabetes, or cardiovascular disease, including Berries regularly in the diet can be a simple but powerful step toward resilience. However, it is important to note that not all berries should be eaten raw. Elderberries, for example, contain cyanogenic compounds when unripe, which can cause nausea or digestive upset if consumed without proper preparation. Cooking or processing elderberries removes these compounds and unlocks their immune-boosting properties. This is why elderberry syrups, teas, and supplements are popular in many cultures for fighting colds and supporting immunity. Practical tips can help maximize the benefits. Frozen berries are often just as nutritious as fresh ones, since they are picked at peak ripeness and quickly preserved. Wild blueberries, in particular, contain higher concentrations of anthocyanins compared to larger cultivated varieties. Adding a handful of berries to oatmeal, blending them into a smoothie, or sprinkling them over yogurt can transform an ordinary meal into a brain-protective powerhouse. In summary, berries are more than a sweet treat. They are nature's memory. Food. By providing anthocyanins that fight oxidative stress, regulate blood sugar, and enhance circulation, they support sharper thinking, better heart health, and stronger immunity. Making berries a daily habit is one of the simplest, most enjoyable ways to keep both brain and body thriving well into later years. Cooking rice to reduce arsenic. Rice has been a dietary staple for billions of people for thousands of years. It is comforting, versatile, and culturally significant. Yet, modern science has revealed a hidden problem. Rice tends to absorb more arsenic from soil and water than almost any other grain. Arsenic is a naturally occurring element, but in high amounts it becomes toxic, linked to higher risks of cancer, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Because rice plants are grown in flooded conditions, they absorb arsenic up to 10 times more than wheat, oats, or barley. For those who rely on rice as a main food source, this can sound concerning. But the good news is that simple cooking techniques can dramatically lower exposure. Studies from institutions such as the University of Sheffield have shown that rinsing and parboiling rice before cooking can reduce arsenic levels by 40 to 70%, depending on the type of rice and growing conditions. The method is straightforward and can be practiced at home. First, rinse the rice thoroughly several times until the water runs clear. This step removes surface starch as well as some of the arsenic. Next, parboil the rice using 5 parts water to 1 part rice. Allow it to boil for about 5 minutes, then discard the water. This flush step releases a significant portion of arsenic into the water. Finally, add fresh water in a ratio of 2 or 3 parts water to 1 part rice and cook as usual. This process works because arsenic dissolves in water. By discarding the initial cooking water, much of the contaminant is removed before the rice fully absorbs it. It is important to note that while this method reduces arsenic, it may also slightly reduce certain water-soluble nutrients, such as B vitamins. To balance this, pair rice with nutrient-dense foods like vegetables, legumes, or protein sources. Choosing rice varieties lower in arsenic, such as basmati or jasmine, can also reduce long-term risk. In summary, rice does not have to be eliminated from your diet. With mindful preparation, you can still enjoy it while minimizing its hidden dangers. By rinsing, parboiling, and using fresh water, you transform rice from a potential risk into a safer, nourishing staple, allowing it to remain part of your meals without compromising long-term health. Safe water and lead exposure. Water is life, but not all water is safe. One of the most overlooked threats to long-term brain health is exposure to lead. Lead is a heavy metal with no safe level of consumption. Even small amounts can accumulate in the body over time, damaging the nervous system, reducing IQ, and increasing the risk of memory loss and dementia. Children and older adults are especially vulnerable because their brains are either still developing or more sensitive to toxins. Many older homes, especially those built before 1980, still contain lead pipes or lead solder in the plumbing system. When water flows through these pipes, lead can leach into the water supply. The risk increases significantly if hot water is used because heat accelerates the release of lead into the water. That is why experts strongly recommend using only cold tap water for drinking, cooking, and especially for preparing infant formula. If you live in an older home, a simple precaution can make a big difference. Let the cold tap run for 3 to 5 minutes each morning or whenever the water has been sitting in the pipes. This flushes out stagnant water that may have accumulated higher concentrations of lead. Even in newer homes without lead pipes, letting the water run for 30 seconds to 1 minute is still a wise precaution, as it clears out any dissolved metals or contaminants. Scientific studies confirm the dangers. Research published in The Lancet Public Health found that chronic low-level lead exposure contributes to cardiovascular disease and cognitive decline, even at levels once thought to be safe. Another study from the National Institutes of Health showed that older adults with higher blood lead levels performed worse on memory and attention tests compared to those with minimal exposure. These findings highlight the importance of prevention. Fortunately, technology offers practical solutions. Certified water filters, such as those tested and approved under NSF NEDRESI Standard 53 for lead reduction, are effective at removing most lead particles from drinking water. For households with private wells, regular testing is crucial, since lead can also seep from surrounding soil into groundwater. In short, protecting your brain health starts with protecting your water. Use cold water for cooking and drinking, flush pipes regularly, and invest in a certified filter. These simple daily habits create a powerful defense against a toxin that silently undermines memory, cognition, and long-term vitality. Omega-3, exercise, and hydration. The foundation for a healthy brain. The human brain is often described as the most complex structure in the universe, and it is built on a surprisingly simple foundation: fat and water. Nearly 60% of the brain is composed of fat, and among these, omega-3 fatty acids play a critical role. These healthy fats form the protective myelin sheath that insulates nerve fibers, allowing electrical signals to travel quickly and efficiently. Without sufficient omega-3s, communication between brain cells slows down, leading to weaker memory, difficulty focusing, and greater vulnerability to age-related decline. Where can we find these essential fats? Nature provides them abundantly in fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that older adults with higher blood levels of omega-3s perform better on memory tests and even have greater brain volume in areas linked to learning. Regular intake of omega-3s has also been associated with reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease and depression. But nutrition is only one piece of the puzzle. Exercise is equally vital. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients while also stimulating the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This protein encourages the growth of new neurons and strengthens existing connections, effectively keeping the brain young. A study in neurology found that older adults who engaged in just 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week had significantly better cognitive performance than those who were sedentary. And then there is hydration, a factor often overlooked. About 73% of the brain is water, and even mild dehydration, as little as 2% fluid loss, can impair attention, memory, and mood. Adequate hydration ensures that nutrients are delivered efficiently, toxins are removed, and electrical impulses fire correctly between neurons. This is why staying hydrated throughout the day is just as important as eating well and exercising. Together, these three habits, eating omega-3 rich foods, moving the body daily, and drinking enough water, form the foundation of a resilient brain. They are simple, accessible, and profoundly effective. While no single choice can guarantee lifelong cognitive health, consistently practicing these habits builds the strongest defense against memory decline, allowing you to stay sharp, focused, and vibrant well into older age, a clear checklist for lifelong brain health. Dear friends, while our genes may influence the likelihood of developing dementia, they do not decide our future. Carrying a gene like APOE4 may raise the risk, but it is not destiny. The power lies in the daily choices we make, what we eat, how we move, the water we drink, and the care we give to both body and mind. Science consistently shows that lifestyle can turn the tide. By nourishing the body with protective foods, limiting toxins, and embracing healthy habits, we can slow the aging process of the brain and even strengthen memory over time. Here is a clear, practical checklist to guide you. Eat cruciferous vegetables daily. Kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and bok choy supply sulforaphane to activate your body's strongest antioxidant defenses. Include garlic and turmeric in your meals. Garlic supports detoxification and immunity, while turmeric's curcumin reduces inflammation and shields against toxic stress. Drink green tea in moderation. Its EGCG and L-theanine protect neurons, sharpen focus, and bring calm clarity. Add anthocyanin-rich berries to your diet. Blueberries, black currants, and elderberries improve memory, regulate blood sugar, and support circulation. Cook rice properly to reduce arsenic exposure. Rinse, parboil, and use fresh water to make a safer staple for your family. Ensure safe water. Prioritize omega-3s. Move your body and stay hydrated. Pure water, healthy fats, regular exercise, and proper hydration form the foundation for a resilient brain. These are not complicated medical interventions. They are everyday habits, simple, science-backed steps that anyone can take. Each choice may seem small on its own, but together they build a powerful shield, preserving your memory, protecting your brain, and supporting a healthier, more fulfilling life at any age. So let us remember, genes are not the final word. Strat over is our daily actions rooted in knowledge and intention that create the story of our health. Starting today, choose to protect your brain. It is the greatest gift you can give yourself and the people you love.